Hello, everybody. I'm hoping that the mic is working. So anyway, yeah. That should be working. Okay. Hello, I am just getting, excuse me, I'm just getting the word out, letting people know that I am going to be streaming. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. Today's kind of a big deal. My game that I've been working on launched, and that's not nothing. That was a lot of effort. So I hope you'll check it out. I hope you'll join me in celebrating, you know, just kind of what's going on, which is that I did a thing, and that's kind of fun. I can answer some questions about it. I've got a miniature that I'm gonna paint. I'm just kind of letting people know that I am streaming, so that if they want to stop by and say hello, they can. No big deal. But yeah, it should be a fun time. And I'm excited about it. I just have to make a post on Instagram, and then we'll be good to go. So yeah, just bear with me another moment. Sorry about that. You know how it is. You can't really get the link until you start streaming, and then it's like, you know, I don't have to explain how streaming works to you. You understand. I'm nervous. I can already see that there are people here. Hello to everybody. It's just gonna be another minute. I appreciate it. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you have something good to work on. Okay, there we go. That's done. I'm gonna put the camera where the camera needs to go, and then we should be completely good to go. There we go. Okay. All right. I hate when there's advertisements in my camera program. Like, you know what would be really useful? If I could see whether the camera was working or not. But that would just be too useful. Okay, that looks good. Alright. Oh my goodness, the chat's already so full. Hello, everybody. Hello, Anno. Hello, Lila. Hello, Adam. Hello, Glenny. Hello, Brady. Hi, everybody. You're descaling your coffee machine? Okay. That's cool. I win at Thursdays. Excellent. Well, it's no pub quiz, but I've got my favorite beverage, which is an Arizona green tea. You can't beat it. It's cheap. It's delicious. I love them. I usually buy like big cardboard crates of them from Aldi, and then I always have that to offer whenever people come over. Today I'm going to be painting the last miniature in my SNAK28 collection that I haven't painted yet. If the camera would like to focus, please. I'm gonna be painting up the honey bear. He's so cute. He's got a little cupcake pauldron. He's got waffles waffle cones. He's got all kinds of fun stuff. And I don't have to freehand the waffle cone texture. It's built into the miniature, which is amazing. I'm really excited about painting him, but we're gonna probably start with like a darker orange color. I also have this lovely printout of the game that Cameron printed out for me, which is really cool. It's got all my art in there. It's got like all of the stuff, and it looks cool. And like obviously if I were gonna make print copies, I'd use a higher quality printer, but this was printed on like a home printer, so you know, the photos are nice and shiny and stuff in the actual PDF version, and would theoretically be if I got this printed. But this is, it's so cool to have like a physical copy of something that you made. Like, it's wild. It's awesome. I love it so much. Oh, Glennie, that's awesome. Congratulations on your job and your IRL partner. Hello, Soda. Is this where we talk about SNAK28 10th edition? No. Unless you're tuning in from, like, the future, because we barely have SNAK28 1st edition. Let's just be satisfied with the version that we have right now before we create new projects. I worked really hard on this. Let me enjoy it for a full 24 hours first. Hell yeah, Atomic Topher. No more skulls on everything. Now we put waffle cone on everything. I mean, I've been doing that for a while anyway, but now it's official. Waffle cone is the new skulls. GW needs to make me a waffle, an ice cream cone kit, all purpose. Our lovely sculptor, you might not have heard of Mageworks, who sculpted all of these miniatures based off my concept art. He's fantastic. He has talked about maybe in the future making like a kit bash pack of like candy weapons and stuff like that, which I think would be really cool. Essentially, we got the miniature sculpted that we did because that is how much Patreon funds I was able to allocate towards this project. So that's kind of where the budget ran out. But I think we got a good lineup. It was really hard to decide which of the drawings was right for the game and which ones were gonna get sculpted. I think I did my best picking ones that you guys would like and be excited to paint. And considering the amount of compliments I've gotten on the miniature design today, I think I chose well. So yeah. Wow, I can't keep up with chat at all. Excellent. Ano, go to bed. Yes, please. It's like probably 3 a.m. there. Get some rest. Aw, thank you, Lila, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you for, furthermore, the absolutely fantastic paint job you did and the amazing photos you contributed. I'm going to hold on, obviously, to the miniature that you painted, forever. I will be buried with it like a pharaoh in their tomb. You can pry that miniature from my cold, dead fingers, but that's the only way you're getting it. It becomes a lootable item, like a Dark Souls game, and the description is gonna say something cryptic and weird about me so people can speculate on the lore. I've been playing a lot of the Elden Ring DLC. I will not be talking about the Elden Ring DLC because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, and also I haven't beaten it yet. Because the last boss is hard, and I am not good at fighting him. My hope is that people get really good at fighting him, and I can summon them, and they can help me kick the shit out of him, because I am certainly not getting there myself. It belongs in a museum. Well, I love this model that much. It's hard for me not to. I mean, I love the design I made for it, but seeing it painted up at such a high level is pretty cool for me. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's also really fun that, like, Lila, you, who I would consider to be, like, a more sophisticated painter than me, seeing you do something kind of goofy because that's literally what the miniature demands is just really fun. I think there's something to, like, goofiness that really, it gets me. I just like it. I didn't have time to finish up this bear before the photo shoot because he took the longest to get the sculpt right, weirdly. It's difficult to make a cartoon bear look like a cartoon bear and not a dog or a duck. I feel like I have to give some credit to, like, I need to take back some of the shit I said about Freddy Fazbear not really looking all that much like a bear initially, because it's kind of hard to get bear proportions. They're weird a little bit in 3D. We got there in the end, though, and you guys get a fantastic miniature, so I hope you appreciate it. I hope you like it. I really, really want people to paint them. If you paint any of the miniatures, please show me. I'm so excited to see what people do with them. I really, really am. Well, Soda, I mean, enjoy the fact that you were at Gen Con. That sounds fun. Did you buy anything cool? Oh my goodness, Josh, I'm sorry to hear that you lost internet. I hope everything's okay and that your family is safe. Freddy Fazbear, my favorite Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. I'm friends with a lot of FNAF fans, so I've kind of absorbed a lot of the lore just by proxy. And I've watched Markiplier play the games, and I did watch the film, so I know a thing or two about Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'd say thing or two is kind of where my knowledge ends. Okay, cool. I mean, fudge and chocolate is good. I would say that's a crucial part of the SNAK28 experience. You'll notice that throughout this rulebook, I have only drawn sweet creatures, because although you can play savory characters, my personal aesthetic tends heavily towards the sweet, so all of the art in here is pretty sweets-based, which I think is funny. My playtesting group has suggested a lot of savory characters, including a pig, that I would love to get around to someday. But, you know, the rules of SNAK28 are, let's say, not extensive, so there's only so much room in the book for art, so no pigs made it in this time. It's been really encouraging, though. I don't know if you guys want to hear, like, any of the statistics about how the game is doing on itch, and honestly, I don't know what's good or what's bad for a game. It's kind of hard to say. So I can only go based off, like, what I'm seeing right now. And for anybody interested, you can download this game completely for free. It's pay what you want, so if you don't want to pay anything, you really don't have to. You can just pay $0 and get all the stuff, and that's totally legit. As of right now, there have been 131 people who have downloaded this game, which is absolutely crazy to me. I don't know how to process that there are 131 people out there who might want to play this game or even just look at it. Like, that's wild. So that's pretty cool. I hope those 131 people are having a good day. They deserve it. That's not the color that I want. Oh dear. Where is the color that I want? My whole desk is just a mess. I have not tidied. I got everything ready for the snack photo shoot, and then I just stopped. And then I was like, oh, I also need to paint something for the freehand banner competition. So I whipped out this guy. I actually really like him. If I had painted him beforehand, I probably... Oh my gosh! Hi, Dana Howe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. It's looking good. We've got over 100 downloads. I'm so happy. But yeah, I painted this guy for a freehand banner competition, and if I had finished him beforehand, I would have maybe tried to make SNAK28 rules for him, because he's now on the right size base to be a monster. And he looks good next to the cupcake monster. I should put all the little guys down so you can see him. I will briefly put the one that that Lila painted down here, but I'm terrified of getting paint or something on him, so he's just going to make a brief appearance. And then what's our last guy? Should have one more, right? No. Yeah, okay, because I have the one that I painted as well. Ugh, right here. So this one's gonna go back to Safety Town, and be safe there. And these guys can stay out on the desk, because I can always repaint them. But yeah. So, like, he's the perfect scale to be a SNAK28 monster. But we'll get this guy all painted up, and hopefully he'll look good alongside everybody else. I think we do have some places, Glenny, do have that, like, seaside connotation. I definitely know that a lot of places, like, around the beach and at boardwalks and stuff, they sell a lot of fudge. So I don't think it's that far off base. Thinking about all the different kinds of sweets and where they're from makes me just want to build a million different SNAK28 battle boards, because I really like the one that I built, but then I'm just like, ooh, but I could do a different one, and I could do this kind of candy. I can make lollipop trees. I could do something with fudge. One of our playtesters talked about doing like a mine kind of situation, but with rock candy being what was mine. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I think they were gonna use the War Cry terrain? Whatever, yeah, the Red Harvest terrain is from, I think. Which is pretty cool. I mean, I want to see how that turns out. I want to see how everything turns out, if I'm honest. That's something that excites me to no end, is the thought that there is a very strong chance that I will get to see other people painting adorable candy miniatures. I cannot wait. That fills me with so much joy. I'm very good friends with my playtesters. One of them painted up a copy of All Sorts, my little cat, bear, rabbit guy. Made like a chocolate bunny with kind of Valentine's Day candy colors. And I was like, you're lucky that we're friends, because I want that now. I think it's beautiful, and I can't have it. I can't steal my own miniatures from you. I may borrow that color scheme and paint my own. Nothing in this world could stop me. A couple of people have been telling me some of their ideas for their SNAK28 teams now as well, and that always makes me happy. Yes! I'm glad you're hyped. They're on their way to you. I promise they'll get there, hopefully soon. Very excited for you to get them. I wish I could hurry the post along or teleport them to you, but you know, it is what it is. They'll get there, and then I can just be like, alright, show me how you would paint this, and then I'll stand back in astonishment seeing what's been created. Oh, good. Please let me know when you get them. Question for me, would a Lord Licorice Kit Bash be tournament legal? Absolutely. I don't know how you would organize a SNAK28 tournament. I don't have the best brain for mechanics, if I'm honest. I barely managed to put this together. It took, like, all of the game design contained within my soul to make this happen. So I don't know how you would go about organizing a SNAK28 tournament, but if you did, absolutely Lord Licorice would be legal in tournament play. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a little guy. I just made a game. I'm glad people like it. I don't think that makes me a celebrity. It is definitely my magnum opus. No, there is definitely a part of me, like, I've always enjoyed writing. I've written stupid amounts of, like, Bloodborne fan fiction and non-important shit and, like, stuff about my, I don't know, just characters that I make up and stuff. And I've finished quite a few stories that I've started, but the publishing industry is garbage. I don't want to get involved with. And also there's stuff like, I know you can self-publish on Amazon, but I don't even, like, stream on Twitch because I have a vendetta against Jeffrey Bezos that is extremely one-sided and pointless. So I've never really had any true capacity to self-publish, and I don't have the grit to tough it out with traditional publishing, so seeing any kind of, like, booklet or book or story of mine in the world where people are, like, reading it is pretty fulfilling. It's not something that I would have figured I would get to see in any capacity, and now, through the power of wargaming, I get that. That is not where I would have expected that to come from, but it's really cool that it happened. Yeah, I mean, what more is there to say than that? People get to read my silly little lore that's in the book. They get to laugh at the silly little puns that I've made. I love a good candy pun. I have a feeling that other people watching this stream will probably enjoy a little candy pun, so there's tons of them in there. Couple people have requested, like, a story mode or a campaign mode for this game, so I don't know, maybe that'll happen someday. Narrative, that's what it was called. The candy lore is surprisingly deep. Yeah, I mean, I figured they had to have a pretty decent reason for wanting to eat each other. So I tried to think of something cool, and I like what I came up with. It's vaguely inspired by my original Undead Mordheim squad. Just in the fact that, yeah, I wanted to put vampires in it somehow. Everything's a little bit cooler with vampires. I was probably watching Castlevania at the time, Because I don't know that there's ever been a longer than 4-month period of my life where I haven't gone back and watched at least an episode or two of Castlevania. It just seems to always be on my mind. Or Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is another great anime vampire classic. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend. It's on YouTube. You got no excuse. You don't even have to own it on VHS like I do. Thank you. I really ought to draw them someday. Like, I should come up with what they look like and stuff like that, because I think that would be pretty fun. And possibly also give me an excuse to buy Flesh Eater Quartz, because I keep looking at them and going, I like these models and they would be fun to make candy versions out of, but I don't really want to play Age of Sigmar or any other big war game right now, so I don't buy them. But I'd like to paint them someday, and if I can come up with some sort of convoluted excuse to do so, I'm certainly going to try. Bon appetit, delightful, thank you. Thank you, I'm quite pleased with that one. When I thought of that pun, I was like, aw, yeah. That's the one. Oh hey, since we've been streaming, I just refreshed. Somebody else paid for the game. Whoever you are, if you're on stream, thank you. It doesn't tell me who's bought it, so, you know. Yeah, hey, Dan, if you want to send me some Flesh Eater Quartz, message me on Instagram. I'll take them. You got a Flesh Eater Quartz start collecting in your Adepticon bag? That's so lucky. I didn't get one of the like, VIP kits or whatever they are this year. Because I hate getting random stuff that I won't use, so I don't buy them. Because, like, I don't know, what am I going to do with a tank? Nothing. I don't like tanks. Like, writing SNAK28, I'm definitely inspired to try making other games. In that, I know I have other ideas that are fun, but I have no idea how to translate them into game mechanics, and making this, I realized you don't actually need to know how to do that too good. You can ask smart people, and they will simply help you, because people are kind, and like seeing things come to fruition and having new games to play. So, if you just have kind friends, sometimes you don't actually need to be good at the parts of things that you're not good at. Your friends will help you with that, and you can focus on writing cool lore and making art and shit. Snackborn. Aw, Dana, that would be so cool. I was actually thinking more like, if I were to do another game, because kind of the two directions, if you can believe this, that SNAK28 was going to go in, was either going to be this one, which obviously came to fruition and is the version we now have, or I wanted to do like a candy mech game with a focus on like physically building the mech out of candy would give it, not like out of real candy, but like the kit bash that you would do to make it would be what determines its power. So kind of like a mix between like a solo journaling sort of game, and then with an optional sort of skirmish element at the end. But I realized finding players equally committed to kit bashing and journaling about their robots was probably a bit of a harder sell. And I didn't really know how to write that either, so this one seemed a bit easier. I just wanted to do that so I had an excuse to use my candy nights on a tabletop that isn't Warhammer 40k, where the rules are too complicated for me to really get a good grasp on. And I might have to justify why I glued giant cherries on top of my knights to some random judge or something like that. Yeah, the occasional solo game is, like, really worthwhile, I think. I just don't know if that... I haven't played a lot of solo games, which, you know, to be fair, I hadn't played a whole shit ton of skirmish games either, but I don't know. I want to take a break from designing games for just a little bit, because this did take a lot of work, and I have a vacation coming up, so I'm gonna not write any new games for a little while, but I'm way more confident that if that's something I want to do in the future, that I have the skill set for it, so that's pretty cool. Candy Nights game would be awesome. Well, definitely noted. If I write it, you can have a copy. You can't have one of my Candy Nights because I love them too dearly, but you can have a copy of the game. I'll give you that. Those little Candy Nights are probably my favorite thing that I've ever made. Aside from maybe All Sorts, this miniature, because this is just a guy that I drew, and he's real now, and his proportions are stupid, and his face is dumb, and I love that for him. He's so stupid looking. I just made something that I thought was cute and dumb. And then a lot of people have just asked me what this guy is, and the backstory is that I made a little drawing of just this weird guy, and I wasn't even necessarily intending to put it in, like, the rule book, but I was, on my playtesting server, I was just posting, like, a bunch of photos of all the sketches that I'd done and all the SNAK28 art I had been making, because, you know, inspiration and being like, oh hey, I'm working on the project, guys, I swear. I'm not just playing Elden Ring and watching House of the Dragon. But two of my playtesters loved that sketch so much. They started calling him the little freak, and just deciding that he was their favorite of my drawings. And then when I was trying to decide which miniatures to sculpt, I think I showed my sculptor a couple, and he was like, oh, that one's kind of interesting. And then I was like, man, I don't know what it is, but everybody loves that guy, so sure, let's give it a test. Yep. Since then, he's weirdly become the fan favorite. Ooh, that's so cool, Dan. I want to see. 3D printed models with waffle texture are great. I'm really enjoying not having to freehand waffle cone, which, while I do love freehand, one of my favorite things, I don't love painting waffle cone on everything. It is it takes it out of you. Thank you, Joe. Happy SNAK28 day to you too. I hope you're having a good day. I drew it and it's real now is such a satisfying feeling. Yeah, it really is. What I didn't know would be the most satisfying feeling, because I truly did think that it would be like holding a miniature that I designed in my own hands. What actually turned out to be my favorite part of this process was during playtesting. You know how, like, when you play games with your friends, you like accuse them of cheating if they have good rolls, like they just get a couple of sixes in a row or something like that. Like, you don't actually think that they're cheating. You're just like, how dare you be good at this game where a element of chance is absolutely a part of it. Hearing that kind of like good-natured bickering and watching people do that over a rule set that I wrote that is clearly understood and comprehensible enough that like you can just have those silly little spats that aren't anything over, like, watching that happen was fantastic. It was the best feeling, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This has to be why people design games. This is really cool. Ooh, an ice cream cone lance would be sick, Dan. That would be so cool. I really wish I had more ice cream cones. They can be a difficult shape to come by, but like I had a friend 3D print this giant ice cream cone to be the top of a tower because I always liked that idea. So if you see the castle in the SNAK28 like photos and terrain and stuff, it's a giant ice cream cone 3D print. I'd always thought I could like pick up children's toys that were ice cream themed and just get them and use them, but I never found any that were the right scale, which really bummed me out. Oh, okay, Joe, I thought that was you. I thought it might have been you who played SNAK28 like 2 hours after it came out. It was really fun watching you post about that, and I'm glad you had a good time. You were using some of these food fight miniatures, which I didn't design and did not sculpt, but these are great. I love them. I wish I could have finished painting more of them before the launch, but alas, time got away from me. I have so many food miniatures on my painting desk right now. Like, the problem is real. This is everything that I've been like, oh, this could be useful for SNAK28. And I've got, like, for the ad break monster, I have this Eldritch Teletubby, with popcorn buckets all around him. I've got, like, this Taco Berserker. I have this Jawbreaker Kit Bash that a friend made me that I haven't painted yet. It's there's a ton of stuff, and I'm hoping that I just get a chance to paint it all eventually. So many minis, so little time. It's like Kamen Rider game, but dessert instead of fruit. I'm not really familiar with Kamen Rider. I know they kind of look like Power Rangers, but that's sort of where my knowledge of them ends, unfortunately. Okay. Well, if you learned about those minis from me, then yeah, I guess I am still responsible. That's fair. I accept that accusation. Thank you, Super Claymation. Um, you have your own indie game that I am really excited to check out. I said I was gonna do that right after work, and then I didn't. I started playing Elden Ring again because I have a problem. But I I did that. Um, and I was like, well, I probably won't order anything like celebratory for dinner because I'm going on vacation soon. I should save money. But I was like, well, I guess if SNAK28 gets to 100 downloads, then I'll get a little something to celebrate. Because frankly, we've sold a lot. More people have opted to pay for this than get it for free than I would have expected, which is really cool. Um, I didn't know that would be an option that people continue to choose, but they have, and that's incredible. Um, So yeah, we literally, as I was finished like talking to my partner about that, I was like, yeah, I guess if I get to 100 downloads, I'll order dinner tonight instead of cook. And then I checked it and I was like, oh, we're at 101 downloads. And he was like, yeah. So it's cool. I don't know what's good for the amount of downloads for a game to have, but we're at 135 right now, and that's pretty cool. The game hasn't even been out for like a full 24 hours, and I don't I don't know how to process that. It's just really really cool. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad you want to play. Joe, in your case, I'm glad that you've already played a game and you seem to like it. I've had a couple comments from people that are like, oh, I think my kids or my partner will like this, and that's really neat. I like hearing that because I feel like the aesthetic appeals to a lot of people whose partners maybe have been trying to get them into war games, but like can't really convince them on an entire Warhammer army because none of the aesthetics appeal to them, and also the rules are super complicated. So having this be kind of like a gateway game for getting new people into the hobby, I'm sort of all for that. I think that's really cool. Yay, I hope you do show the game to some friends, and I hope that they like it when they see it, and they're like, yeah, that's really cool, and smartly designed, and we should all play it, so... I hope you enjoy, the other monsters in there. Yeah, like, I hope I understand that intimidation. This is designed, to be pretty easy to pick up. And I did have one of my playtesters be someone who had, no skirmish game experience. And just reading through the rulebook, she was able to create a gang, a snack, if you will, pretty easily. Didn't have like any questions about that. I basically handed her a rule book and I was like, okay, I want you to just see if just reading these rules, they're clear enough that you understand how to put a character together. She didn't have any problem with that. And then while playing the game, I think like one or two things came up, just like a couple of like a more experienced player just had a little bit more knowledge about maybe like when to hold back or when to push forward or something like that, but there's still enough variability in the game with the monster going on that it seemed a pretty even battle, and there was no clear-cut winner until the end. So that was pretty good. I'd say give it a shot, or give SNAK28 a shot. Honestly, Berserker Works made a fantastic game, so like try that too. It's really fun. I really enjoyed watching Ellen Trent play a hack of that at Adepticon, and then also seeing the part of the Pokemech game that was going on there. I want to play SNAK28 myself, but haven't found like a group to play it with. My current gaming group has played a lot of SNAK28, and now we're playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering, which is really fun. So I think we'll just switch off and swap around and play whatever, but I'm hoping we'll play a little bit more SNAK28 in the future. I'm a little biased. But they've been asking to, so I don't feel too bad about it. And it's exciting to start on, both intimidating and exciting to start on your gaming journey. So I hope that you have a fun time. Don't let the intimidation stop you from trying stuff out, because like you got to remember the people who made this have, they want you to be able to learn it. They're not making it difficult on purpose, so it's learnable. Even like something like Warhammer 40k, which is, in my opinion, super overcomplicated. People can learn it and people can play it, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to. You got this. Sorry, I had to hydrate there. My throat gets dry from talking so much. Thank you, Joe. I want to show you guys the other terrain set that I have for SNAK28 as well. This one I didn't photograph for the module because I don't think it reads as clearly candy as the other set. But I have this like snowy terrain that I wanted to look kind of like a frosted cookie. You've got some strawberry blood in places. Got some back here. This is the other set, so I have like a more industrial set that my miniatures still look pretty good on. I haven't quite finished up this set of terrain yet, but I'm getting closer. Like my ice cream factory. I really liked, most of it is made out of like a gang stronghold for Necromunda that I just had, but hadn't painted up. Oh, thank you, Adam. I'm glad you like it. I worked really hard on them rules, and I corrected a lot of things, so I hope that they make sense, and are easy to understand. Oh my gosh, yes, I hope someone does make, like a winter table. A couple of people have talked about making like a fully edible version of the game so that they can eat the terrain and the miniatures when they're done, which I think is fantastic. I feel like that would be really fun if you have like a family that's into gaming for like Christmas or something, because let's face it, those gingerbread house kits that you get at the craft store or something like that, they might as well be gaming terrain. They don't taste good. So, you know, put them to use. Play a game of SNAK28. You have my full permission and endorsement to create a virtual tabletop of SNAK28. If you need any resources or assets in terms of photos or art from the art book to do so, message me and I can provide that for you. I don't know how making stuff work on like tabletop sim works, but you have my full permission. Audio signature 5, number 5, letter R, 2024. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you can definitely load in the 3D models for that if you'd like. That's completely fine. And I mean the like the houses and stuff that I've used in my terrain, they're just 3D prints of different kits. So could probably track down those kits and add them in. But I don't have those creators' permission to authorize you to use those, so. Oh, cool. What did I end up ordering for dinner? I got fish and chips. 'Cause I was just like, yep, that sounds good. It's a treat. Fried things with fried things. A very brown dinner. I really like fish, and I don't get to eat it a lot because I'm just not in an area with a lot of fresh seafood, and I don't know how to cook a lot of fish dishes. I'm trying to get better. So yeah. Anytime I have a fish option, it's a little treat. Nothing huge. I didn't feel like shelling out big bucks for a steak dinner, because, I mean, I wasn't leaving the house. I didn't feel like going outside, so I wasn't getting anything super elaborate. If some of my friends were in town, I probably would have been like, hey, I want to get Thai food from the Thai place that doesn't deliver. But pretty much everybody I know is at Gen Con. Or I literally the friends that I have that are in town, I hung out with yesterday and they made me tacos. So I was like, "Yep, they've already fed me this week. It's probably fine to just order fish and chips." I have very kind friends. Don't you worry about me. Hooray! It is SNAK28 day. No, I mean, honestly, if I expand SNAK28, I promise you, it will be more sweets as opposed to savory creatures. I've done some doodles. I saw this picture on Instagram of this, like, caterpillar made out of cupcakes. And I thought it was, like, the best thing that I'd ever seen in my entire life. But I saw it after designing all of the SNAK28 miniatures, which really bummed me out because it's so beautiful. So I started making a monster based off that, just as like a drawing. So if I were to make a supplement, this cupcake guy would absolutely, he would make an appearance. Hang on, I'm tracking him down. I'm looking through my saved Instagram images for you. Yeah, there he is. Okay, I actually don't know if I want to link to the Instagram account because they post some, I think they, like, I literally was just scrolling in my suggested. I'm not sure that the rest of their Instagram is going to be something I want to link to on YouTube, so I'm just going to take a screenshot and post it in my Discord server. I do not believe this is an image that they took themselves. It looks like something that they would have found online because it's super crusty and looks like it was taken on one of those, like, point and shoot cameras from back a ways. I'll just post this in my Discord server in the SNAK28 channel. And then if you would like to see this, I will post a link that you can join the Discord for free. You don't have to be a patron or anything. Boop. There you go. Go crazy. Ooh, yes. Caramelized fish with sweet and spicy tomato sauce sounds so good. Dan, I can't remember, because I have a lot of people in my servers from all over. Were you one of the ones that was from, I know we have someone from Vietnam, and they have a lot of really interesting cuisine that I would like to try more of, but I don't remember if that was you or someone else. So if I'm confusing you with someone else, genuinely apologize. I do not mean to. Bingo, bingo. Excellent. Okay, cool. I thought that was you. I was pretty sure. Yeah, I would love to try more Vietnamese cuisine. But a lot of those, like, clay pot fish dishes look really, really good. I think it's cool because I consider fish to be something, like, a little fancier because there's not fish where I live, but I imagine Vietnam, there's a lot more, like, connection to river and ocean there, so fish has gotta be more of just, like, it's here, and it's typical, so we cook it a lot. But I love any, like, I don't know properly what any of the recipes are, I just kind of see, like, those cooking videos and reels that you see on TikTok, but anytime they're, like, throwing whole chilies and, like, I assume, like, probably some kind of, like, maybe like a Thai basil component in there or some equivalent that does, like, the same thing. Just a bunch of leaves and chilies and, like, soy and ginger and maybe some sugar in there. I'm like, hell yes. I want to try that. I want to try that so much. Yes, with the snack, I mean, you can make whatever kind of snack you want. I wanted there to be a lot of emphasis on just either A, using the models that you have, or like making whatever you want. I don't want people to feel limited. Um, I really liked one of our play testers would always name all of the weapons um, that the characters had, and like at one point they just grabbed one of my miniatures that was sitting around, and it's this like demon thing with one eyeball and big wings, but they wanted to give the model a shield, so they just flavored it that like the wings acted like a shield, and I was like, hell yeah, that's so cool. So yeah, please feel free to make whatever kind of anything you would like for SNAK28. I endorse it. Seal of approval. You hashtag you can do what you want. Oh man, I'm sorry you can't eat fish. That's a shame, genuinely. Does that extend to like shellfish too? Do you have a lot of like shrimp and prawns and stuff like that as well? I want to try some prawn dishes so bad. I see them all the time, but like I don't know where to source prawns where I live. They're anytime I try, because I usually order like grocery delivery as opposed to trying to work out going to the grocery store and getting back myself. Um, it can be a bit of a hassle. Uh, just where I'm located at. So, I don't really get too many prawns, and anytime I try and order them, they just give me shrimp, which is fine. I like shrimp too. But I feel like there's a lot of prawn dishes that I've seen and want to try. Well, clearly I need to come visit and just eat all of the seafood that I can handle. Or I need to find like a local Vietnamese restaurant that serves more than just pho. Um, because that seems to be like the big kind of cultural export food, if that makes sense. I'm not phrasing that correctly, but I've seen a lot of people eat that. We got a banh mi place recently, and that's pretty good. Having all the pickled vegetables in there is really wonderful. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you can eat shellfish at least. That's something. I'm hoping in the future to do a lot more traveling to a variety of places, especially those where I really like the food from, because I feel like trying a bunch of it is just gonna be really neat. Uh, which means someday I should visit Korea, because I love Korean barbecue so much. It's probably my favorite food. Banh mi is just the name for your bread. That's hilarious. That's great. I think this honey bear's coming along pretty nicely. He's painting up pretty good. Still a good amount of work to do on him, but blocking in these colors, he's looking pretty nice. When Cameron was painting up the All Sorts mini for the first time, he told me that it was fun to paint, and that made me really happy. I hope that whoever prints and paints these miniatures has a good time with them. I want them to be fun painting projects. Hopefully not daunting ones. I'm far from the best painter in the world. I have my little guys and my little way of painting them, and I have a good time with it. So hopefully other people will also enjoy painting little guys as much as I do. Look, it's so good. I'm so happy. You'll be printing them tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Yay. Oh, I hope you'll post them somewhere and tag me so I can see. I wanna know how they turn out. I really, really do. Absolutely love to see them. I think I even included in the rule book. Hang on. Let me double check. Did I tell people to tag me when they painted them? Oh, this is an old version of the rules. It was one of our test rule books. We've been through a lot of iterations. No, I did not make a shout out to tag me in them. I was probably a little nervous to put any of my, like, it was very funny, because, we had gotten to the point where we were doing, like, oh, I need to remember to credit, like, so-and-so for this and so-and-so for that. And they were like, hey, you also need to put your own name in this book somewhere. And I was like, no, that's fine. And they were like, no, you absolutely do. You created the game. Please put your name on it. So my name is on it and in it and stuff. Yeah. I think that was pretty funny. I would have sent that out with credit for everybody else except me. Oh dear. I'm glad that didn't happen. The people I work with are smart. For everybody watching, I feel like this is the point where I should tell you to like and comment and subscribe. So I'm gonna do that because I feel an obligation to the almighty algorithm to do so. So if you like SNAK28, you should also like this stream. I think everybody who's watching is probably subscribed, though. I can't imagine there are too many people just stumbling across this channel and knowing what SNAK28 is, or not knowing what SNAK28 is and being like, yeah, I'll stick around for whatever the fuck this is. It would be cool if that was happening, but I doubt it. And I'm gonna, I've developed while painting a Louise Sugden miniature. I was like, oh, I can paint rope to look like one of those twisty marshmallows. So that was a new painting texture that I discovered, which was very exciting. So that's what I'm gonna do for all of the ropes on this guy. You're already subscribed, you can't subscribe any further. That makes sense. I cannot ask you to subscribe more than you already have, and I appreciate you for doing so. Thank you. I've been shown so much support for my silly little project today, and it makes me incredibly, incredibly happy. I'm so pleased. I really, really am. It's nice that something you make just because you want it to exist ends up resonating with anyone, let alone over 100 people. And I mean, I am very lucky to have so many wonderful friends in the hobby who are kind enough to post and share about it and stuff like that. So I'm sure that helped build stuff up. But either way, I'm very, very lucky and very, very happy. Like, how wild is it that I'm just painting one of my own miniatures that I designed? No, Joe, I don't think it would help if you unsubscribed and then resubscribed. Although there is physically nothing I can do to stop you from doing that if you should so wish to. Your actions are your own, so, you know, do what you want. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I think you should be allowed to do what you want. I keep getting messages and wanting to read them, and I need to remember that I should save them for when I'm done streaming. We've been going for an hour, which is great. I don't know how long the stream will last. Probably not super, super long, just because I have work tomorrow. But we'll see if we can get like an hour and a half or something like that in here. A good little celebration to mark the occasion. I think you need to do stuff when things happen, because if not, then it's just monotony. I love throwing a little party. I love having a little celebration. Yes, Dueling with Brushes, you can download. In fact, let me go ahead. I'll send you the link. If you would like to play SNAK28, please, absolutely head to this link. It is completely free. It's pay what you want. So if you want to pay something, you can. If you cannot afford to pay anything, or you simply do not wish to, that is fine. That is the full game, all the art, all the miniatures, everything that you need for SNAK28 on your tabletop, theoretically, because, I mean, you need a tabletop and some stuff to act as terrain, but it's the same, you know what I mean. All the rules are there. All the stuff it's there. Exciting stuff. Thank you. Thank you. I think it'll be cool to see how many downloads I get in a 24-hour period, because my first goal was 50 and I hit that within, I don't know, 2 hours, and then I was like, oh, it'd be cool if it gets to 100, and then it did that. So I'm not sure if I should say, oh, it'll be cool if we get to 200 downloads, because everything's already blown far past my expectations. Any other stuff that happens now is just like, it's just bonus. Is so cool. From the people who were able to contribute and pay, thank you for your support. I have now been fully reimbursed for the cost of getting the miniatures sculpted, which is really cool. I used Patreon money for that, but it's nice that, like, the game in and of itself could have funded that, and knowing that is really really neat. I try to use any financial support that I get from making these silly little projects for things that will entertain in some way, and having cool miniatures to paint definitely seems like a good use of company funds. For the price of one Space Marine toe, you could buy SNAK28. For the price of 0 Space Marine toes, it's free. You don't have to sell any Space Marine toes to get the game. Please keep those. Remember, it's not a price, it's an investment. No, it's fine. I definitely wanted to make something that was free. That's kind of a direct holdover from Trent from Miscast, who almost always puts out stuff for free or for very, very affordable prices. And there's a spirit of generosity within, I think, a lot of the indie game maker communities that I really admire and wanted to participate in. So I had always intended to make the game free, and that has never changed, and I don't think it will ever change unless some weirdo rich guy offers me like $10 million. Actually, it doesn't even have to, it can be $1 million to buy the rights to SNAK28, because I'll sell them. If you want my silly skirmish game rights for $1 million, I would like $1 million, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, so, like, don't worry about it. A 3D printer, yeah, or you can, like, I'm not selling merchant licenses for these files, so you can just, like, message someone who has a 3D printing service, either on Etsy, or like maybe your local library has one, or a friend of yours has a 3D printer, or maybe your local game store does. There should be someone on the internet, at the very least, who's willing to sell you a 3D print, and you can ask them to do so. Or if anybody knows, like, a 3D printing service that I can kind of release this to and be like, yeah, you can order directly through this link for a print, I'd do that, but I don't really have the means to set that up or handle the logistics of it, so just, you guys know how to use the internet. You understand what to do. Google exists freely in this world. I know that that's super unfortunate and unfair to people who don't have like access to those sort of services, but I really can't afford to do a physical run of the miniatures. That would just be insanely too expensive for me. So unfortunately, as much as I would like to be able to sell a physical product, online distribution made the most sense. And also created the least amount of logistic problems for me to solve. So I appreciate having virtual products for that. I did not have to contact a warehouse or buy packaging or anything like that. Yeah, you can always print out a screenshot of the little guys and play with them on paper. That's a great idea. Absolutely can do that. Can cut them right out of the rule book if you want to. Since I have the renders of them. I didn't even think about making those like paper miniature compatible, but that's a really good idea. I've seen some people who do like laser woodcut miniatures and they're like 2D, but they're like flat tokens. Alright, Adam, thank you for joining. Thank you very much. I appreciated having you here. Go have a nice night. Pick up your little ones. And thank you for your support of SNAK28. I really appreciate it. I probably won't be going for too much longer. A, because we've just about finished doing the base coats, which is great. And B, because I still have to work tomorrow. They don't just give you the day off for making a cool miniatures game. Oh no, I think I'll end up using this yellow that I just got all over my sculpting tool. I talk on the phones at my job, so I have to have a voice for that. I can't just let it die by the stream as much as I'd like to. I think this is looking pretty good so far. Getting that twisted marshmallow look. If nothing else, even if it doesn't immediately read that way, it definitely gives off candy vibes, which is just as good for me. Buy 2 rule books, one to keep, one to cut the pieces out of. Hey, do what pleases you, you know, I'm not here to stop you. Once you've bought the rulebook once, you can download it as many times as you need, and cut it up and do whatever you want with it. It is your PDF that you paid for. So have fun. Okay, I think I'll do the lines on the waffle cone, and then that will probably be it for this stream. So we'll see if we can get those all done. Considering we started with just a primed mini, I mean, that's not bad for an hour and 17 minutes. I don't know how long it's supposed to take to paint a miniature, but it'll take what it takes, and this one hasn't seemed to have taken long enough to bother me for where it's at, so happy enough. Yes, sculpted waffle cone is definitely the way to go. No more desperately trying to keep my lines even. This is amazing. I'm excited to tell my sculptor that the waffles paint up nice. It's supposed to take as long as you want it to take. Yeah, that makes sense. I find miniature painting relaxing most of the time, so I'm not in a rush. It was weird to have like a deadline for when I wanted my SNAK28 board to actually be done, and then to be like, oh, I really do like need to paint things to this this deadline that exists. That's kind of wild. So I was debating, like, do I have time to do this freehand that I want to do? And then I did it anyway because, I mean, I wanted to. But I had a photo shoot day that I wasn't going to change. So it was, I think, one of the first times where I'd ever really felt like there was a time constraint to a project. That was miniature painting based, so that was kind of interesting. It was a different sort of challenge to work with. Time is an illusion. That's what they tell ya. Yet somehow they still make me go to work for 8 hours of it a day. And that don't feel too illusory. That feels horrifyingly real. So if time's an illusion, can you get whatever, like, wizard is casting that illusion to stop casting it at me so aggressively? Good luck on the job hunt. That's tough. I know it's not easy to find a job out there right now. It is rough. Good luck. I wish you all the best. I just got really quiet because I was focusing on hitting the lines on this miniature. And it took up some of my concentration. They're all nicely raised, so it feels like your brush can run along it quite easily, which is nice. And I don't have the best brush control in the world, so it's quite nice. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's where I'm going to call it for tonight. Thank you everybody so much for joining me. It's been really lovely to be able to celebrate with you. I've had a great time. I hope that you have as well. Thank you so much for all of the support that you've shown my game for SNAK28. The game, it's been great. Today's been a really good day. I hope to hear from you all soon and see the miniatures that you're painting and hear about your experience with the game and everything like that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. But thank you. Have a really good night.